Okay, so good day, everyone, and welcome to the Autopedia Success Story third quarter 25 earnings call. My name is Jason Sebastian from Samuel Securitas, and you might be thinking that I'm hosting from one of the Caroline showroom. Well, I'm not. Your eyes must be tricked because today I'm hosting the earnings call live from the Samuel XR studio at Menara Imperium, Kuningan, South Jakarta. Okay, so joining us today are Pak Jani Chandra as the CEO, Pak Armeza as the CFO, and Pak Oscar as the Investor Relation. Halo, Pak Jani,
Hai,
Pak Armeza. Hai, Pak Armeza.
Halo, ya,
hai Pak Jason.
And Pak
Hai
Oscar.
everybody.
Okay, so without further ado, I'll now hand the call over to Pak Oscar to present SLC's financial and operational highlights for the quarters.
yeah. Thank you, Pak Jason, for your time. For this presentation, we will use
Welcome, and thank you for joining us for the latest business update from PT Autopedia Sukses Lestari Tbk, one of Indonesia's leading forces in the integrated used car ecosystem. Today, we'll take you through our journey, highlighting our company profile, key milestones, business model, and performance for the first 9 months of 2025.
ASLC, a proud member of the ASA Group, stands as Indonesia's most comprehensive and trusted omni-channel automotive marketplace. Our mission is clear, to be the leading and most reliable platform for buying and selling used vehicles nationwide. We operate through 3 main business units, each contributing to a fully integrated system. First, JBA, our auction business, operating both online and offline, currently holding the largest market share in Indonesia. Second, Caroline.id, our used car dealership brand, using an online-to-offline approach to reach retail customers. While JBA serves the wholesale segment, Caroline.id is designed for end consumers. Third, Motogadai, our newest venture, launched at the end of 2023. Motogadai is similar to a pawn shop service. This service helps people who need quick financing by allowing them to use their vehicles as collateral to obtain loans. Completing this ecosystem, Cartalog serves as our data-driven vehicle pricing engine, offering accurate and transparent pricing for the market. Major milestone. Our journey began in 2014 with the establishment of PT Audi Sarana Lelang, and we launched our first business unit, used vehicle auctions under the Bidwin brand. The business grew rapidly, attracting the attention of JBA. In 2019, the company acquired a 51% stake in JBA and merged it with Bidwin, rebranding the auction house as JBA Indonesia. By 2021, PT Audi Sarana Lelang officially changed its name to PT Autopedia Sukses Lestari, transforming into a fully integrated automotive ecosystem company. That same year, we launched Caroline.id, bridging our auction network with online-to-offline showrooms. In 2023, ASLC established Caroline.id's first flagship store in Gading Serpong, further strengthening the brand's presence and recognition. Moreover, to strengthen its ecosystem, ASLC launched Motogadai at the end of the year. This business collaborates with JBA to encourage more vehicle purchases through auctions by offering quick financing. Showroom expansion of Caroline.id continued in 2024, with the number increasing from 10 to 16 strategically positioned across Jakarta and West Java. As of September 2025, Caroline.id has expanded to 17 showrooms in West Java, with 2 more planned to further strengthen its network and market presence. Management Team. Our management team is made up of experienced professionals with strong backgrounds in the industry. Our board of commissioners is led by Mrs. Erida, President Commissioner and representative from Triputra Group. Alongside Mr. Projo, CEO of ASA Group. And Mrs. Selvi Mona Lisa serves as an independent commissioner. All members of the board of commissioners have been with us for many years and bring deep experience and knowledge. Our board of directors is led by Mr. Johnny Chandra as the Chief Operating Officer, supported by Mr. Armeza Omar as the Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Shioyama as Chief Operating Officer, who also serves as CEO of JBA. In addition, Mr. David Christopher as Chief Technology Officer, leads the development of our IT infrastructure and digital applications. Business Model. The synergy between JBA, Caroline.id, and Motogadai forms a powerful ecosystem, a unique advantage that drives growth and strengthens our leadership in the used car market. ASLC serves customers through both wholesale channels through JBA and retail channels via Caroline.id. JBA operates on a commission-based model, without holding any vehicle inventory. Ownership and risk remain entirely with the vehicle owners. Operating both online and offline, JBA enables transactions to take place seamlessly across Indonesia. Over 70% of JBA's vehicle supply comes from leasing companies, with the remainder sourced from used car dealers and corporations, including the ASA Group, seeking to dispose of their assets through JBA. JBA's customers are primarily small to medium-sized used car dealers. In contrast to JBA, Caroline.id takes on the inventory risk of used vehicles. Its margins come from the difference between purchase and selling prices, similar to a trading business. Caroline.id's main advantage is its ability to set fair, transparent prices for both buyers and sellers. This is possible because ASLC leverages JBA's extensive transaction data, enabling us to determine accurate market values. Caroline.id sources its inventory from individual sellers and car auction houses, including JBA. ASLC's key competitive advantage, unmatched by other used car dealers, lies in the synergy between JBA and Caroline.id. Caroline.id can source inventory from JBA, refurbish the vehicles, and sell them to individual customers, typically at prices above auction levels. Conversely, if Caroline.id's inventory remain unsold, it can be offered to JBA for auction, ensuring the used vehicle transaction flow continues. Adding to this ecosystem is Motogadai, a vehicle pawn-based financing service with competitive fees, targeting used car dealers and individual JBA customers who may not have sufficient funds but want to purchase vehicles for resale. Customers can pawn their assets and receive financing of up to 70% of the asset's value. ASLC's business network. ASLC has a strong presence across Indonesia, with over 50 locations combined from JBA, Caroline.id, and Motogadai. JBA currently operates in 39 locations across Indonesia, Caroline.id runs 17 showrooms in Jakarta and West Java, and Motogadai operates in 2 locations within the same regions. All channels follow an online-to-offline model, providing customers with convenience and trust in every transaction. During the first 9 months of 2025, JBA continued to lead Indonesia's automotive wholesale market, holding a 40% market share with operations spanning 39 locations. Auction volume grew steadily, increasing by 1% year-over-year to approximately 92.6 thousand units, including both cars and motorcycles. This growth was supported by a shift in consumer preference toward used vehicles, driven by rising new car prices and tighter access to credit. JBA auction process. Let us take you inside the auction process at JBA, step by step. The process begins when vehicles are brought to a JBA auction point. JBA typically accepts vehicles in any condition, as they are auctioned as is, without refurbishment. Then JBA team conducts thorough inspections and assessments before auction. Auctions are conducted both online and offline, though currently around 80% of participants join online. Both sellers and buyers are required to pay a fixed deposit before participating, 5 million Indonesian rupiah for 4-wheel vehicles and 1 million Indonesian rupiah for 2-wheel vehicles. Once a vehicle is sold, the buyer will be charged an administrative fee, while the seller will be charged a success fee, based on the final selling price. The entire process is supported by JBA's digital system, ensuring transparency, efficiency, and fairness for all participants, whether they join online or offline. Caroline.id is driven by the vision of becoming a top-tier, nationwide used car dealer. To achieve that vision, we have been on the right track, which is reflected by the ongoing online-to-offline branch expansion and the positive performance of each operating branch. During the first 9 months of 2025, Caroline.id has recorded sales totaling 3,000 units of 4-wheeled vehicles, solid increased by 26% year-over-year. Why choose Caroline.id? One of Caroline.id's key competitive advantages lies in its positioning as a trusted used car dealer offering the 7G Plus warranty, which includes component coverage and a buyback guarantee for every vehicle purchase. Many consumers remain hesitant to buy used cars due to concerns about vehicle condition, lack of pricing transparency, and limited trust in dealers. Caroline.id addresses these concerns with a differentiated approach compared to many other dealers in Indonesia, by offering the best prices and transparent information, and a fast, reliable vehicle inspection and fund transfer process. This slide provides an overview of Modo.gai, a vehicle pawn-based financing service that offers short-term financing solutions specifically designed for used car dealers and retailers. Different from conventional financing companies, Modo.gai specializes in short-term financing with a maximum term of 1 month. Modo.gai offers two main services: Flexi Pay, a financing program provided to auction winners, and Instant Pay, a financing program for vehicle owners participating in JBA. Currently, Modo.gai is in its early growth stage, focusing on building a strong operational infrastructure and risk management system. Modo.gai aims to provide used car dealers and individuals with sufficient financing to purchase more vehicles from JBA auctions. Financial performance full year 2024. ASLC successfully continued its positive momentum from the previous year by strengthening its integrated used vehicle ecosystem through three main pillars: Caroline.id, JBA, and Modo.gai. In full year 2024, ASLC recorded revenue growth of 28% year-on-year, reaching 877 billion Indonesian rupiah. The majority of revenue is driven by Caroline.id, which carries inventory and sells complete vehicles. Profitability has continued to grow, largely supported by JBA's commission-based business model. Financial performance 9 months 2025. During the first 9 months of 2025, ASLC recorded revenue of approximately IDR 713 billion, representing a 15% year-on-year increase. This growth was mainly driven by a 26% year-on-year increase in used car sales volume through Caroline.id, supported by an optimized retail network and a comprehensive vehicle portfolio to meet evolving consumer demand for used cars. Gross profit grew slightly by 0.4% year-on-year to IDR 202 billion but demonstrated strong quarterly growth, reflecting a rebound in the auction segment. Caroline.id also contributed to the positive momentum, with its gross profit improving significantly in third quarter 2025. Although ASLC's net profit for 9 months 2025 declined by 24.2% year-on-year to IDR 34 billion, primarily due to margin pressure of used cars and higher operating expenses from Caroline.id branch expansion, the company demonstrated a strong turnaround in third quarter 2025. Net profit surging 73% quarter-over-quarter, reflecting operational improvements and the effectiveness of recent strategic initiatives.
As we wrap up, ASLC stands as Indonesia's most comprehensive used vehicle ecosystem, and we are only beginning to unlock the market's full potential. Our focus is on strengthening the unique synergy between JBA's nationwide auctions, Caroline.id's retail network, and Modo.gai's financing solutions to capture the opportunities ahead. Thank you for your continued interest in ASLC's growth and direction.
Okay, that's the presentation on ASLC performance. In summary, we have a significant improvement in third Q 2025, especially from Caroline and JBA, our auction business. For the outlook and the latest update, I will now hand over to Pak Jason to host the Q&A session with the management. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, Oscar, for the update, and congrats for the good result. And ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the Q&A session. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand or type them in the chat box. Kindly include your name, company, and the question itself. Okay. Now, before I open the floor for the questions, I think I would like to ask a few questions. So first one, can you give us some color about the NPL trend year to date in 2025, given this macro backdrop?
Hi, Jason. About the NPL, and what do you mean with NPL of the leasing or? Sorry, Jason.
For the leasing.
On leasing, yeah. It means you are about the trend of GBA in the future, in the next 1 or 2 years. We see that actually the financing is still flat, not drop. Yeah. even the financing company already start stricten their credit criteria. Yeah, so the lim credit, but overall the total unit entry in GBA is still stable. Our monthly unit sold is still 5,000 unit per month. So it seems we can see in the next quarter and the next 2 quarter it will be still stable
Oh,
in
quite stable.
the GBA, the revenue stream.
Oh, okay. Okay, so and then for used car, which one is better actually, a good economy or slowing economy? Because we know that, for example, in 2024, we know that new car sales was down 14%, yeah, but used car sales up by nearly around 30%. Yeah. So which one?
Actually, what currently happened is two effect. There two significant event. One is the drop in customer purchasing power especially in second quarter. Actually, we see quite significant increase in the third quarter. It's quite rebound in the third quarter in terms of the purchasing power of the used car. But another thing is about the EV, the impact of the EV, because the impact of the EV cause price adjustment in the used car market, especially in the segment above 250 million rupiah. Yeah, typically Innova up, yeah, especially like Honda CR-V, KR-V, Alphard, like that. It has impact to the used car company, especially if the used car company have a lot of stock inventory in above 250 million rupiah. In our case in Caroline, actually we already anticipate this situation. What we do is we setting our inventory portfolio majority in the lower below 200 million rupiah. But it have some consequence. If you see our gross profit margin decrease, especially in the second quarter, but improving in the third quarter because of the margin mix. Yeah, we see from premium car to low end car. So if you ask me about how is the impact of the economy, good economy or bad economy, actually the best one is after boom, usually follow with increasing in NPL, booming credit increase, and after that some tightening NPL. That's the best situation for leasing. But for as a purchase used car company in trading company in Caroline, actually we can play both sides. We can play as buyer or seller. In slowdown economy, actually our business will shifting more to the buying from retail, selling to auction. We purchase from retail, sell to auction. So actually Caroline quite neutral in any situation. Actually we can we can capture the opportunity.
Oh, okay. And how do you see the macro condition next year, Pak?
The next year we believe will be improving. First, we see actually usually new government needs some time for adjustment. We believe we see a third quarter already better than the second quarter, and what we see is in the early fourth quarter is still better compared to our third quarter. We hopefully still continue in the last 2 months. These last 2 months. And next year should be better than this year.
Next year should be better than
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
Okay, Pak. So I remind you again for everyone, if you have any question, please raise your hand or type them in the chat box. Okay.
Also, one thing is also, Jason, what
Yes.
we see is actually impact of EV on the used car price. We see now it's already reached the new normal. We see. So actually, there's no risk for us to rebalance our portfolio to more premium car. So we expect by rebalancing the portfolio, our profit margin can be getting better also.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you for the answer. Maybe we have a question from chat box. It's from Joe. How is the NPL trend? I think we already discussed about that, yeah. And how is the run rate performance in 4Q, especially in October and this week, this first week of November? Can you give us more color about that?
Actually, we see still continue from the momentum of the third quarter. We see the momentum is still carry on to the fourth quarter.
Okay. And then from Fat, could you share which used car brand have recently showing strong performance in the market? Oh, he have two questions.
Yeah.
First one, that one, and the second one is, what's your outlook for the industry moving ahead?
Actually, now the current used car brand is still dominated by traditional brand like Toyota, Daihatsu. Still dominate the market. For the EV, still maybe looking for the pricing, finding the pricing point, which is the balance between supply and demand. And outlook of the industry moving ahead, I think the used car industry actually is a cumulative of the total population of the car. So let's say yearly used car sales in Indonesia 5 million car. Actually, it will add to the total population of the car. All the car as Indonesia will be traded through marketplace or through traditional channel or like through car online, and some of that will go through auction.
Oh.
Yeah. So actually, what GBA experienced from 2000 around 2020, we reached the total volume maximum before COVID is just COVID is 44,000 car. Now maybe we already increased by 50%. We can reach by the end of this year. We expect 60,000 car. So if you see the growth is more than 50%. Meanwhile, total car sales is actually dropping. But our total volume GBA is growing by 50% in these 4 years. So actually, what I mentioned is the used car market is not directly correlated with new car market yearly, because we are talking more about the total population rather than yearly sales.
Okay. Maybe we can go to the next questions from Rachel. If your market share increase, can you have more power to take more margin on used car sales?
We expect we will have better margin, especially as we mentioned, we have to business buying and selling. As our market share increase, actually we expect our brand awareness and brand positioning will be increased also, and impact of the branding is of course better margin.
I see. When for the long term, what's margin that you aim lah? Like for example, maybe 10% margin or maybe mid-teens? It's fine.
Okay, we have two business. We have purchasing business and sales business. For for purchasing business, maybe the margins is lower, maybe around 3% only. But we enjoy the margin at two sides, at the Caroline and at the GBA side, because it create revenue on Caroline and GBA. But for the retail business, we have the margin around 8% to 10% for the retail sales. We expect maybe it can be up to 10% plus maybe 11-12% in the long run.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so once again, I'm remind everyone, if there are any questions, please raise your hand or put it in the chat box. Okay, while we're waiting for the other questions from participant, I think I would ask about how many dealer do you plan to add next year, Pak?
We're not planning to expand on the digital sales network, because we see we already have quite strong presence in Jakarta and Bandung. We will still try to increase the productivity of all of its brands, especially after we expect a better economic situation and our new branding strategy initiative in next year. But we will plan more increase in purchasing business, in our purchasing business. That for the retail sales, we maybe plan to add only two new branches for the retail sales. But the purchasing business, actually, we can utilize all of our network, current network, including Caroline network and GBA network, which is already have 35 network in the whole Indonesia for the GBA network.
For the GBA, okay.
Yeah, we can utilize that network without any additional cost.
Oh, okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you had about 18 brands here for the Caroline, yeah.
For the
At least until
Caroline, yes.
Q25, and then there's 17. Maybe you can share where.
Totally 53. Caroline plus GBA.
Oh, okay. Okay, we have next questions from Daniel Wijaya. In which areas are shown the biggest fraction for the used car sales?
Because we now only operating in Jakarta and Bandung, we see in Jakarta and Bandung, we only have two data point. We still not operating outside of Jakarta, Bandung, so difficult to mention.
Okay. Is Jakarta include the one that in BSD, Pak?
In Gading Serpong area, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And then the second question is from Daniel. What's your strategy to scaling up the business? Which areas are you targeting?
Like I mentioned before, we have two business model, purchasing and retail business. For the purchasing business, actually we can operate the whole Indonesia. Any area we have a GBA network will be very easy for us to run the business. What we do is just digital marketing. Then we have a team for online to offline, and then we purchase and we sell it through our auction.
Oh.
For the Caroline, of course, we need to set up branches. Typically, we enter per city. Let's say we go to set up in Surabaya. Let's say, of course, we open like now we have 5 branches we will have 5 branches in Bandung. We already operate 4 branches now. Maybe after in a few months we will add another 1 branch in Bandung.
Oh, okay. Do you have any plan to expand outside, maybe both West Java or Greater Jakarta? I think like Mid Java or East Java. Not
of course,
yet.
in our expansion plan we have that, But about the timing, we will still see the macroeconomy situation and the industry situation.
Okay. Okay, and there's the third question from Daniel. Yeah, CapEx guidance for next year and the breakdown.
Pak Mesa join. Pak Mesa, you have the figures. Pak Mesa.
I think now we're still calculating the figures for the next year's capex, but of course, as Pak Jani mentioned, the amount will be lesser than this year, because of we don't plan open many branches next year. Yeah, we will inform once we finalize the calculation for next year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Looking forward for that. Okay. And then there's another question in the chat box from Adolf. I read some rumors regarding possible acquisition of ISLC by a Japanese company. Oh, this one quite interesting, but can you please share some information on that?
So far, we still not have, ASA still have no any plan to divest ISLC, because ISLC is part of ASA. Of course, there are some company, some potential investor come to us, serious investor come to us, but we cannot comment anymore about this, any further about this.
Oh, but you're open for the possibility.
We cannot say.
Okay.
Of course, everything depends on the calculation of not only in the ISL level, because we are part of ASA group, also in ASA level.
Okay. Okay, and then I also have a question, but can you give us more color on the supply side for used car auction at GBA? On the supply side,
Yeah.
How's the situation? How you
Okay.
get like the breakdown
Okay.
and trend?
As you, actually, this year we expect total units sold can be reached 60 or almost 60 or 60, around 60 plus minus a bit, 60,000 car by the end of this year. It means still increase compared to last year, 54,000. Almost 10% increase compared to the last year total units sold, car sold. Even the motorcycle is slightly slowed down by around maybe 5% total number of car. So it means we see the supply is still stable. And what expect next year, because our business actually there are two part. We have a marketplace, and actually we have a custodian process of the inventory. For the custodian process, we have 35 location. It need a strong logistical process and everything. So not I think will be quite stable because of that situation.
I see. So I remind again, for the participant, if there are any questions, please raise your hand or type in the chat box. Okay. So how about the ASP, Pak Jani, for both GBA and Caroline?
What?
The ASP.
ASP, average selling price.
Yes.
Pak Mesa, you have the figures, Pak Mesa, about the ASP?
Yeah, for the ASLC, the used car company, trading company, the ASP, the average selling price is slight higher than previous quarter. In third quarter, this Q3, we increased around the selling price is increased around 3% compared to last quarter. because of the improvement in the economic situation. Yeah, we can sell more cars with a higher price compared to the second quarter. And GBA itself, but of course compared to the last year, we still lower. Currently, our selling price is around 168 million, but last year, average selling price this year is around 165, but last year is 171, so 170. So it's decreased by around 4%. But for GBA itself is also in line. The selling price is lower in this year compared to the last year.
Okay. And how do you see the ASP trend going forward? Because we know that EV getting cheaper, so we expect that maybe the ASP maybe will be quite lower, or how do you see that part?
As I mentioned before, because we see the impact of the EV already stabilized. Actually, what the decrease in the ESP, because part of our response anticipating decrease of used car price, especially in higher higher used car segment, because of new EV product launching. But we see now already the new normal one, so we expect the SP will be getting better in the next quarter.
Getting better next quarter. Okay, Pak, maybe after this, is it okay if we switch the language to Indonesia, Pak? Because I
Okay.
think there is no...
Kalau bisa bahasa Indonesia lebih enak.
Kalau bisa bahasa Indonesia enak ya, kalau gitu berarti kita switch ya. Oh, oke. So once again, maybe boleh kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan, boleh ditulis di chat box ya.
Mungkin saya jelasin ulang deh ya yang mengenai ASP itu. Jadi sebenarnya masalah utama di industri mobil bekas tahun ini ada dua. Satu, penurunan daya beli, terutama di second quarter, which is kita lihat udah getting better di third quarter. Ya. Yang kedua adalah launchingnya EV, yang diskon yang sangat berdampak pada mobil-mobil, harga mobil bekas yang harga 250 jutaan. Nah, kelebihannya karena di kami ada JBA yang kami bisa baca market di depan. Jadi manajemen udah melakukan antisipasi terhadap itu, sehingga pada saat penundaan ini kami udah shifting portofolio inventory kami ke mobil-mobil di bawah 200 juta, di bawah 250 dan 200 juta. Which is dampak pada jualan tadi ya, jualan kita kelihatan bahwa banyakkan mobil lebih di bawah. Tapi sekarang dengan ini kan udah new normal nih, harga-harga mobil yang 250-an udah terkoreksi ya, jadi memang strategi kita udah mulai shifting lagi. Jadi ekspektasi ya mungkin ASP kita bisa akan naik sih. Dan kondisi ekonomi juga third quarter kan better ya. Mudah-mudahan sih kelihatannya fourth quarter di awal-awal juga at least sama dengan third quarter lah. Ya, at least.
Oh, oke. Kalau misalnya di Caroline itu so far masih udah ada yang jual second EV belum ya?
Caroline belum, JBA-nya ada.
Di JBA
udah cukup banyak.
Oh.
Cukup ada lah. Ya.
Itu bisa turun berapa persen Pak kalau buat di secondary EV itu Pak? For the price?
Ya cukup jauh. Contohnya Wuling REV bisa dijual umur setahun bisa cuma 120 juta, 110 juta. Ya setengah lah ya, hampir ya. 200-an ya itu baru. 200 ya mungkin sekarang.
Oke. Dan sebenarnya ASP di 168 juta ini itu kan berarti kurang lebih itu kalau misalnya kita ambil on average berarti kan kayak contohnya mobil-mobil Avanza gitu ya mungkin yang paling banyak dibeli.
Ayla ya.
Ayla,
iya.
Oh,
Itu kemix
LCGC
sama yang ya
tetap didominate by LCGC atau?
masih.
Iya.
Kalau kita kan ada cabang seperti di Bandung, terus di pinggiran ya Kerawang gitu ya, Bogor, ya itu pasti banyak LCGC sih. Kalau
Hmm.
yang daerah seperti Gading Serpong ya pasti
Hmm.
yang lebih atas mobilnya.
Oh, oke oke. Tapi kayaknya kalau bukannya LCGC second tuh lebih murah ya, Pak?
Ya memang
If I'm
murah,
not
ya
mistaken.
lebih murah. Ya.
Oh, oke oke.
Cuma memang kalau LCGC penolakan kreditnya lebih tinggi ya. Ya, jadi nanti kalau kita udah mulai shifting portofolio balik ke ada mulai lebih main ke di atas 200 juta, memang improvingnya juga akan di penjualan adalah karena apa credit rejection-nya turun. Kalau sekarang kan credit rejection kalau di segmen bawah pasti lebih tinggi. Kalau kita ajuin misalkan 10, mungkin ada improve setengah kan gitu kan. Kalau yang premium kan di atas setengah kan gitu. Gitu.
Iya betul. Oke oke oke. Mungkin mau ngingetin lagi juga kalau misalnya pertanyaan boleh ditulis di chat box ya teman-teman. And so far berarti kalau misalnya buat guidance next year itu top line growth, bottom line growth gitu. Mungkin ada yang bisa sekilas diceritain apa? Gambarannya kira-kira gimana?
Kita masih expect double digit growth sih pasti.
Double digit growth. Oke.
Ya, ya double digit.
Itu pasti bakal di-push sama Caroline ya?
Iya, Caroline terutama. Ya karena Caroline kalau growth otomatis JBA ikutan ya.
Hmm.
Ya kan kami ada bisnis purchasing itu. Ya kalau purchasing kan jualnya lewat JBA.
Oke oke oke. Berarti nanti bakal ada target nggak sih Pak? Kira-kira kontribusi buat Caroline sama JBA tuh berapa-berapa gitu? Mungkin nanti kan bakal lebih fokusnya apakah ke Caroline kah yang lebih difokuskan atau bagaimana?
Jadi margin tertinggi itu pasti nomor satu dari JBA. Margin ya. Jadi
Hmm.
kontribusi margin itu dari JBA. Yang kedua harusnya Moto Gadai. Ya Gadai itu secara marginnya itu harusnya bagus ya, lebih bagus dibanding kalau bisnis retail kan karena kita ada inventory dan
Hmm.
ya dan nilai inventory, nilai revenue kan gede. Otomatis pasti margin di bawahnya lebih kecil gitu.
Ya.
Tapi secara keseluruhan bisnis ini kan kalau dilihat total volume itu masih sangat besar. Ya, jadi potensi yang untapped itu masih besar sekali. Kedua adalah kita kan independen dari any brand. Jadi kita istilahnya kok any condition situation brand manapun yang ini kita netral gitu. Kita bisa memanfaatkan situasi apapun. Jadi bisnis ini istilah long term sustainability itu tidak tergantung any prinsipal gitu. Ya itu sih. Jadi
I see.
marketnya besar, kita tidak tergantung any prinsipal. The third things ya kita saat ini kalau secara jualan retail kita udah mungkin salah satu yang terbesar lah ya
Hmm.
dengan volume penjualan kita sekarang.
Oh, oke 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 oke. Nah, Pak.
Mungkin Pak Mesa mau nambahin Pak Mesa.
Ya.
Oh ya, overall agree memang margin kontributor terbesar benar dari JBA ya. Tapi secara ini apa revenue contribution pasti ASL dan secara growth juga pasti ASL yang mungkin akan beberapa tahun ke depan akan support lebih besar ya dibanding JBA gitu.
Berarti mungkin kalau misalnya growth si Caroline lebih tinggi daripada JBA going forward gitu, berarti kita bisa expect mungkin marginnya akan jadinya mix mengikuti si Caroline kan.
JBA itu tipikalnya soalnya mostly fixed cost ya, sedangkan kita itu kan variable cost dan margin kita itu kalau yang Caroline ya mungkin yang udah di info di laporan publik kita pasti secara dari GP margin aja udah jauh lebih kecil ya. Tapi kita bisa scale upnya tuh di volume gitu. Dan kita nggak ada principal, nggak ada ini, jadi menurut saya sih ya kita room for growth-nya masih tinggi sekali sih,
Oh,
gitu.
nah ngomong-ngomong tentang market share, Pak Arpensia, Pak Jani, kira-kira ada percentage yang kurang lebih lah, more or less gitu. Gimana sih kira-kira sekarang Caroline tuh market share-nya di berapa gitu? Mungkin dibandingin Karsam ya kalau yang di luar ya.
Kalau
Atau
di,
OLX.
yes, kalau di Indonesia harusnya dibanding yang startup sih, yang startup yang lain sih harusnya kita udah lebih besar sih. Ya,
Ya.
jadi berapa data itu bisa dilihat di inventory ya. Kalau inventory kan bisa kelihatan di situ.
Hmm.
Dari inventory kan bisa kelihatan bahwa kemungkinan jualannya berapa. Ya.
Mhm.
Nah, cara uh, kalau bicara wholesale bisnis kan wholesale bisnis kita JBA tahun ini mungkin 60.000, ya harusnya juga yang terbesar ya. Gitu. Jadi di retail bisnis kita udah lebih dari yang lain juga, dan wholesale juga lebih dari yang lain, dan bisnis ini kita jalan kalau secara consolidated kan profitnya masih profit ya, itu istilahnya dari quarter ke quarter, dan cash flow kita juga kuat. Jadi kita masih melihat dan kita masih growth double digit lah, kita masih expect terus growth double digit untuk bisnis ini. Dan kami punya teknologi kan udah ujung ke ujung, udah end to end. Produk katalog kami bisa dicoba, bisa dites nih, bisa dipakai ya. Yang bisa dicoba aja, ada katalog.id. Ya itu salah satu andalan kami juga gitu.
Oh,
Jadi
oke.
katalog.id itu untuk ngecek harga ya, historical harga mobil untuk beberapa tipe mobil itu udah lumayan lengkap lah datanya. Jadi bisa dicek.
Ya. Jadi kalau data di website itu kan data yang orang mau jual. Itu data kan belum tentu transaksi ya. Kalau kami punya datanya itu data lelang benar-benar transaksional gitu, benar-benar transaksi gitu, dan di seluruh Indonesia. Jadi itu alat yang sangat bagus bagi kami untuk jalanin bisnis mobil bekas ini. Ya, itu yang tidak mudah untuk yang lain ya mungkin lakukan.
Oh, itu tuh kira-kira kita bisa lihat katalognya nggak sih, Pak?
Bisa,
Atau
bisa
itu
dicoba
untuk
aja.
internal?
Enggak. Sekarang ada. Untuk umum bisa dipakai, cuman ada limit ya. Cuma boleh berapa query. Setelah itu mungkin harus ada premiumware, ada itunya.
Saya coba share di ini ya, di chat ya,
Boleh.
website.
Ada free trialnya gitu ya.
Ya, linknya.
Dengar-dengar tuh kalau misalnya yang kita sebut kompetitor gitu ya, kayak kompetitor yang lain gitu, yang mereka nggak vertical integrated itu dengar-dengar lagi financial constraint gitu. Karena inventorinya kegedean. Itu ada sempat dengar.
Ya itu ya kalau rumor kan ada aja ya Pak ya. Ya tapi kan kita nggak tahu. Tapi yang pasti tadi bisnis ini untuk jalanin yang butuh harus ada ekosistem lah. Kalau nggak punya ekosistem yang kuat susah jalanin. Dan kalau jalanin ya nggak bisa gede. Ya kami udah jalanin kan sekarang tahun ini udah jualan 4.000 mobil kan.
Iya.
Ya 4.000 mobil di dalam kondisi market yang sangat unfavorable lah, istilahnya situasi seperti sekarang ya situasi yang tidak jelas gitu ya. Tapi kami masih bisa growth, dan ya so far ya masih oke ya.
Oke. Ya, bagus ya, Pak. Nextnya ada pertanyaan, kalau BEP Caroline itu bisa ditarget di 2026 nggak ya? Kayak di volume berapa?
Ya kami expect sebenarnya sih memang dari awal itu di 2026 2027 sih. Ya,
2026,
masih ya waktu itu di forecast kita di 6.000 7.000 unit.
7.000.
Tapi ya antara 6.000 sampai 7.000 unit penjualan. Nah, tahun ini kan 4.000. Ya berarti dalam 2 tahun ini depan atau next year ya kita harusnya udah bisa 6.000 7.000.
I see.
Ya kalau kami double digit terus kan ada harapan bisa sampai ke situ. Ya tahun ini kan kita total volume penjualannya growth 26% kan ya.
Saya udah taruh di chat ya, bisa dilihat sih nanti setelah ini. Ya, dicoba
Oh
juga.
iya tuh. Bagi para partisipan yang mau lihat mungkin bisa lihat di chat box itu ada Parmeza kirim ya.
Ya.
Ini juga saya
Nah,
mau coba nih.
ini salah satu ini kita apa brandnya kita lah. Ya brandnya kita kan bisnisnya bisnis beli dan jual ya,
Iya.
harus ada brandnya gitu.
Oh, oke.
Itu
Karena
decision makingnya.
ya,
Mm-mm.
ya
Boleh nanti
ASLC
coba
ini
saya
kan
coba.
memang secara ekosistem yang paling lengkap ya. Jadi datanya pun juga kita jadi jauh lebih lengkap lah kalau menurut saya dibandingin
Dulu yang kau.
Twitter ya.
Oke. Maybe setelah ini kita udah pada bisa lihat semua ya langsung ya setelah di earnings
Iya.
call ini. Iya.
Mungkin
Oke,
ini yang
selanjutnya.
bikin kita berbeda ya. Jadi
Mm-mm.
kenapa kita bisa jalani lewat berbagai situasi ini.
Oke. Mungkin ada pertanyaan lain, Pak, yang saya dapat itu ada update di peraturan OJK yang mau kasih lisensi gadai untuk open nationwide ke Moto Gadai.
Ya.
Itu apakah bisa target di tahun ini, Pak?
Kita susah nargetin otoritas ya. Ya,
Mm.
karena otoritasnya nggak bisa kita targetin. Kita
Iya, benar.
nargetin diri kami sendiri sih. Ya memang kita targetin ya, kita sedang proses pengajuan sekarang. Lagi pengajuan daya proses lagi ini. Ya cuman ya namanya otoritas nggak bisa kita targetin. Ya ke kami kalau ada persyaratan apa yang dibutuhkan ya kami penuhin secepat mungkin itu aja.
Mm-mm.
Yang pasti secara permodalan udah kami naikkan sampai ke 50 miliar.
Oke. Hopefully
Udah
ASAP
siapkan,
lah ya.
udah siapkan 50.
Mm-mm. And then untuk cache-nya ASLC itu kan solid banget. Itu usage ke depannya mau dipakai buat apa?
Yang pasti nanti mungkin Pak Mesa bisa tambahin ya. Yang pasti untuk pengembangan bisnis kita, Caroline kan masih tumbuh terus. Ya ada inventory pasti. Kedua, yang pengembangan ekosistem. Ya kami udah mempelajari ekosistem kita. Ada beberapa ekosistem yang harus kami lengkapin lagi. Ya karena Caroline ini kami mainnya memang benar-benar long term lah. Ya kami lihat market ini sangat besar jutaan. Terus kami ada di posisi yang quite favorable lah saat ini gitu. Ya, terus ketiga acceptance kami di 4 tahun pertama oleh market cukup bagus gitu. Ya kami lihat Caroline itu customer repeat kami itu udah cukup tinggi sekarang. Ya jadi kalau awalnya untuk jualan kami itu 100% harus pasang iklan di marketplace supaya bisa dapat jualan gitu. Sekarang kami di marketplace mungkin contribute 10% aja. 90% itu udah our own channel gitu.
Oh.
90% jadi sales secara quality sales kita tuh jauh lebih bagus. Nah, tadi pertanyaannya Pak Jason kan salah satu apakah margin bisa getting better ke depan? Ya mungkin salah satu di sini karena salah satu cost yang cukup besar kan di marketingnya. Dengan kita kontrol our own channel, kembali lagi kita kontrol our own destiny kan. Ya terus ya dengan scale up kan margin akan better gitu. Itu aja sih.
Oh,
Ya
oke.
mungkin Pak Mesa bisa tambahin.
Ya, ya udah ini sih, udah sesuai Pak Jason penjelasan Pak Jani tadi kurang lebih seperti itu.
Oke. Kalau gitu saya maju ke pertanyaan berikutnya itu ada rencana naikin fee JBA, Pak? Karena itu kan dapat dua ya, satu administration, satu sukses fee. Kayaknya itu ada rencana buat dinaikin nggak ya?
Ya kita lihat market dulu lah. Kita lihat harga mobilnya. Kalau harga mobilnya masih sekarang belum terlalu banyak gerak, ya mungkin kami juga nggak naikin juga ya. Supaya percentage fee terhadap harga terbentuknya tidak terlalu tinggi. Walaupun secara market waktu itu kan kami naikin ya, sebenarnya market malah ngikutin sih semua yang lain.
Hmm. Oh, itu nggak dipatok ya, kayak misalnya per tahun mau naik berapa persen kah gitu.
Ya, kita lagi baca-baca situasi.
Oke. Oke, mungkin sekarang udah sisa 4 menit lagi dan kita lihat udah nggak ada pertanyaan lagi ya. Jadi kita udah sampai di penghujung acara ini. Kira-kira apakah ada closing remark, Pak, dari Pak Jani sama Pak Armeza?
Ya, kalau ya yang bisa saya sampaikan ya tadi ini bisnis tahun ini kan bukan sebenarnya tahun yang untuk otomotif nggak bagus ya. Jual mobil baru turun 10% lebih. Tapi ya Caroline kami ya masih bisa tumbuh 26%, ya kan. Dan ya kami bangun bisnis ini untuk long term lah. Karena kami lihat market ini besar dan kami udah punya posisi yang cukup favorable dari sudut JBA-nya dan cara Caroline 4 tahun pertama ini kami melihat akseptasi pasar terhadap kami cukup bagus gitu. Itu aja sih.
Oh, oke. Mungkin kalau misalnya nggak ada lagi, oke, so thank you so much buat Pak Jani, Pak Armeza, Pak Oscar, dan semua tim Investor Relation untuk SLC. Thank you juga buat partisipan yang hadir. Thank you buat XR Studio untuk background bagusnya ini. So, kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan lebih, mungkin feel free to reach out the Investor Relation team ya.
Yeah.
So, okay. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
bro.
have a great day.
Thank you, terima kasih
Bye.
Bapak Ibu sekalian. Thank you, bye.
Ya, thank you all.
Thank you Pak Oscar,
Stay
thank you Pak
tuned.
Jason,
Thank
thank you
you.
Indo,
Yeah.
and Samuel Sekuritas. Thank you.